Dhoni not being in the form or the kind of Dhoni we have seen in the past. It's a dilemma for him. As in the ranks, Russell still not firing and still they are doing decent.
Where should MS Dhoni bat? Can Kings 11 uplift themselves after 6 out of 7 losses? Bringing you Janta Ka Sawal and our experts, Fantasy 11. Well, I'm Arijit Kundu and you're watching What's Up IPL, a weekly analysis of the biggest festival of the tournament by cricketers and experts from the cricketing world. Like, share and subscribe, and yeah, stay tuned to Cricket Reborn.
So hey guys, hello everybody and welcome back to Cricket Reborn and welcome back to the third episode of What's Up IPL. Today we have got another special episode over here and a special person along with us, and we are going to discuss about the third week of IPL, a few ups and downs that have occurred over here, and we've got a very special person, and he is he's played for Bengal for almost 5 years, opens along with the skipper Abhimanyu Iswaran over there. He's represented India Blues and also represented India A, and he is none other than the southpaw, the opening batsman ABHISHEK Raman. Well, Abhishek da, how are you? How have you been doing?
All good. All good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good, So IPL, generally it's happening now, so therefore a little bit of positive vibes over here in 2020.
Yeah, surely. I think the 2020 hasn't been great for anyone of us. So it's been a great time for all of us to be in with IPL starting and now Durga Puja also around the corner. So it's a great time for people, Bengali people, to really enjoy the time. I think it hasn't been a great year, but right now with the vibes of IPL and Durga Puja, it's really turning around.
Yeah, absolutely. And so just to wrap up for all of us, those who are hearing, that what we are going to do over here. So we're going to discuss. So I'm going to bring up few questions, few queries along with this show, and then there'll be a fans corner. There in my Instagram post there have been few comments going down. The fans have few queries, regarding IPL in this week, and in the end we're gonna create a dream team till now that of IPL 2020, a perfect dream team which will consist of 7 Indian players and 4 foreigners. So okay, so let's begin. First of all, I'd love to ask you that this 2020 so far it has been the season of the Rahuls. Rahul naam to suna hi hoga, and we have seen 4 Rahuls up there. Rahul Tewadia, Rahul Chahar, then has been Rahul Tripathi, and the other one over there has been KL Rahul. So among all these 4, who has impressed you the most till now?
Without a doubt, KL Rahul is superior to all of them right now because playing international cricket is dominated international bowling. So if you have to pick in one out of those 4, I will definitely go with KL Rahul because he's so consistent with his batting. His leadership qualities have also come out to the flow. So it's important. I feel that the other 3 has to be in his level to even come to the competition. If you ask me, other than KL Rahul, I think Tewatia, the innings he played against, that innings against I don't remember the name.
Kings 11 Punjab.
That was an outstanding innings. Kings 11 Punjab. That was an outstanding in the last 5 overs. He wasn't timing it at all. Suddenly things turned around after 1 over of Cottrell, and he was a match winner for them. His name was never heard before, so he really made a dream comeback in the IPL. He was part of the IPL for so many years, but this year he really made his name really highly.
Yeah, absolutely. And who knew, that it was 2 consecutive overs. He was getting plumbed up there by Ravi Bishnoi, and all of a sudden, when the pacer comes in, Sheldon Cottrell, hitting 5 consecutive sixes, shocking each and every one over there, even the commentators.
Yeah, if you saw the match, things can turn out very quickly. That's what even Sehwag also tweeted. Life can change in an over. That's what happened in that game. He wasn't timing it at all. I think he was missing everything. Everything was missing around when the commentators were asking him to get out and get others get to play. Yeah, but that's what cricket is all about. It's about changing fortunes in no time, and that's what he showed. That if you have that determination and courage and belief in yourself, you can turn it around.
Yeah, absolutely, Abhishek da. And so now in this week we have seen we have came up with very 2 hot topics of IPL, and that is one of regarding Chennai Super Kings CSK, and the other one being Kings 11 Punjab. First of all, I'd love to come towards the Chennai Super Kings, and we have seen it's been the top order that have always won the matches, for Chennai Super Kings in this year. So what do you think has been the main problem in the lower order or in the middle order for Chennai Super Kings? What are the extra flavors that are needed to be added, perhaps?
Chennai has always been a compact side. If you see, they always have the match winners in their ranks. They have senior cricketers in their ranks. That's why they also call the Daddy's Army, because there are so many players who are aged over 30. The thing which are lacking is that they don't have that much, international experience from the past 1 year. If you see, since 2019, Watson hadn't played international cricket. Other players like Dhoni, Kedar Jadhav, they haven't played consistent international cricket, where they are challenged day in day out with top bowlers. If you see with Dhoni right now, he's not able to time the ball the way he was doing before, the year before, or maybe in the previous IPLs. So I think Kedar Jadhav, Dhoni, and even Watson in the start of the IPL were really struggling for any kind of form. So I think it's about getting into match fitness back, getting the timing back, and definitely the confidence. I think it's nothing. They're just short of confidence as a team right now, because they have everything in the ranks. If you see, they have a long batting lineup which runs till 11. If Shardul Thakur comes in at 11, you can see how the depth in their batting. So the issue is not in the talent. The issue is about really going out there and executing their plans, which is not happening, because the kind of team they have, it's just not possible for them to lose the games they have lost this season. It's about the senior guys to take up the responsibility and finish game for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have seen Mahendra Singh Dhoni, going. Sometimes he's batting at number 7, sometimes he's batting at number 5, and sometimes coming at number 4. So, what do you think? Should be the perfect position for Mahendra Singh Dhoni to come and bat?
MS Dhoni has always been a floater in his batting order. He has always batted down the order with 6, 7 finishing games. So it's important for him to understand where he's suited right now, because he's the kind of batsman who can adapt to any situations. So it's important for him to understand the kind of experience he has, kind of leadership quality he has. So it's important for him to understand where he fits, because they have the options in their batting order, because they have a Dwayne Bravo who hasn't batted at all. There's a Sam Curran who is in red hot form with the bat. So it's important for him to understand where he fits in, because they definitely go with a left-right combination. And with Dhoni not being in the form or the kind of Dhoni we have seen in the past, it's a dilemma for him as well, because we know that he's always been the finisher, and the moment he's really struggling for form, I guess. So if he gets some kind of form, because he needs to hit a few balls in the middle, I think that's why I think he needs to come up the order, play a few games. If he gets a few runs behind his belt, the confidence will do a world of good for him. So it's important for him to understand where he suits himself for the team, because his form is really important for CSK to even make a place in the playoff.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have seen, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, even he said in a conference over there, I think it was a post-match conference, if I'm not wrong, that, there have been a lot of issues going on just ahead of the IPL for them, few people getting off for COVID-19, then Suresh Raina and Harbhajan Singh just backing off from the tournament. Then, and Dhoni saying that, lockdown doesn't help. Like, they didn't get enough matches to practice. So that might be another issue for them. Yeah. What do you think?
Definitely an issue for them, because other players have played international cricket. Since the World Cup got over, Dhoni hasn't played any international cricket. He wasn't even practicing. We saw him going for some out. He was totally out of cricket. He even retired. So the motivation factor is also one of the things. He's not playing for India anymore. So these are the things which also plays a part. I know IPL is an important tournament, but when you're not playing international cricket, you're not playing top quality bowling day in and day out, it really is a problem. And you can see even the best player like Dhoni, the best batters in the white ball cricket, like a Dhoni or a Bravo or even a Watson. Bravo still plays CPL, so he's in some kind of form. But other than that, even Mulli Vijay, he wasn't playing any kind of white ball cricket coming into the IPL. So these things do play a part. It's not easy. He suddenly plays Rabada with bowling at 150 click and play bowling at death overs. It's not easy to go out there and do bang bang like he used to do in the past. So I think match fitness is very important, and definitely lockdown hasn't helped them at all, because they haven't got any practice. And with age, you need that extra time so to prepare these kind of tournaments. And I think that's really hit them hard, because they are aged cricketers. I'm not rightly to use the word aged, but they are looking aged right now. The way they are running, the way they are moving in the ground, like Kedar Jadhav or even a Mulli Vijay, they weren't looking the fittest cricketers around. So these are the issues which you can't just you just have to admit the fact that you were not good enough on those days, on those match days. So that's why they have to they drop so many catches. That's also one of the important factors for them being lagging in the tournament. So that's important that you understand that lockdown was a reason, but other teams also went through the lockdown. They are doing their job. Only CSK is not able to keep up to the par. That's one issue I feel.
And we have seen someone like Ruturaj Gaikwad. He's there in the squad, but we have seen him coming in a pressure kind of situation at number 4 or number 5, and but generally what happens is Ruturaj is someone who bats up the order. So there has been a Mulli Vijay who has been really out of form, exactly. And there have been a Kedar Jadhav. We have seen very lack of intent from his side. So do you see a Ruturaj Gaikwad once again coming back, and he needs the backing that from the coach and the captain?
I feel Rituraj is one of the best options to open the innings for CSK. I thought the mistake they made earlier was not to send him up the order instead of Murli Vijay, because he has a very great, I think he has an outstanding record for India in a shorter format. In a 50 over cricket for Maharashtra and India, he has really done wonders. He has scored 180s and 200s. So I think he should have opened the innings for the first place. But now with Watson and Duplessis really setting the place on fire, it's difficult to make a place in the top three now, with Raidu also in. And him playing in the middle order, I don't think is a great option, which we have already seen that he hasn't fired much in the middle order. Because it's not easy to adapt from to open the innings to come in the middle order. So I think him playing in the middle order is not an option right now. And with Watson and Plessis back in form and really going great for CSK, I think the doors are pretty much closed right now for Rituraj. But if there's a place to back in 1, 2, 3, I think definitely he should be given a chance.
Yeah, and now speaking about the Kings 11 Punjab, there's other Kings here. It was the Chennai Super Kings we're speaking about, and now let's come to the Kings 11 Punjab. And the thing has been a concern, for everyone has got one query. They have a very good side, few good amount of players: Glenn Maxwell, Christopher Henry Gale, Mayank Agarwal looks in such good form, but he's always been the top order once again for this team also. So they've lost 5 matches out of 6. So what do you think? How can they improve? They haven't yet found the combination, that everyone says. So what are your views regarding it?
I feel the Kings are just not as a settled unit yet. See, you have played 6 games. You need to have a settled team till now.
Yeah.
What they are doing is doing a lot of chopping and changing in their sides. You have to back certain players, and they're not sure about their foreign players as well. Yeah. So I feel that the batting is not an issue because batters have done their job. They have put the runs on the board. It's the bowling which has really been lacking. If you see the guys like Shami, Cottrell and Ravi Bishnoi have done their job, but they have done it bits and pieces. They haven't done it as a collective effort as a bowling side. They just haven't been collectively doing their job. They haven't been able to defend 220s, 200s. It's a difficult thing for a captain when the bowlers leak out runs so heavily. So I feel, yes, it's a difficult time for us being in a Kings 11 Punjab team right now. The management is having a lot of headache. But one thing which I feel with the captaincy of KL Rahul, where I think it's a bit flawed, to be honest, is changing too much, even when it's not required. You see, Mandeep did well coming at number 3 on that day. And suddenly he drops Sarfaraz, who was doing really well down the order. There was no point of dropping Mandeep to number 6 and bringing in Prabh Singh, who then you already have 2 wicket-keepers in your side. There's KL Rahul is keeping, Puran who is keeping, and suddenly you bring in Prabh Singh. I don't have anything against Prabh Singh, but I'm just saying the fact that it wasn't required. Sarfaraz, he didn't anything wrong. Suddenly he's dropped from the side for no reason. I thought he played a couple of cameos as well. So I think Mandeep should have been batting at number 3, and there's no need to panic so much. I know they have lost a lot of games, but those games could have been won. I think there was a super over thriller. There was one game with Tewatia special. Suddenly these kind of things really change their tournament. So I think they need to be a bit more calm and need to give more chances to the players who are doing well. Now this brings a lot of insecurity into the camp. That's one thing I feel in the captaincy thing that's not required to be done.
Yeah, absolutely, very much. Even we're on the same page. Even when I was watching those games and I was analyzing or trying to just get on with those points, even I felt, somewhere when you look at someone like Chris Jordan, he played for the first match, he went for 30 runs, and then all of a sudden he's not there. Okay, all fine, you've made that change, and then again after 4 games he brings in Chris Jordan, and then again he's in the next game he's not there. And then again, if you look at Sheldon Cottrell, I've got that I've had a keen eye on that. Sheldon Cottrell in the Rahul Tewatia's over, he went for 5 sixes. 30, but we know that he's a very good bowler. He's perhaps not the best in the death over unit, but in the next game when he comes and there's no Sheldon Cottrell bowling, and then all of a sudden there's Krishnappa Gautam who bowls the last over, and there was a Sheldon Cottrell, but like we have seen other captains like Mahendra Singh Dhoni or like Rohit Sharma, even if the big bowlers, those who are heavyweight bowlers, even if they get goals for runs, you bring them back, you back them up, and then give them that confidence. And I think as a bowler, it gives a lot of confidence to yourself that you're getting the backing, and gives a very positive intent. So what are your views on it? So this is something really a very issue I feel with Kings 11 Punjab.
It is an issue. If you are from Kings 11 Punjab player, you will not be secure in your place, because you know that even after if I do well, like a Sarfaraz would have definitely will be cursing him, because he hasn't done anything wrong. I think he played a couple of cameos that was required that point of time. There was quick runs required. He did that, and suddenly he's dropped for no reason. And even if you see a Chris Jordan, he goes for 50. I accept the fact, but he's a professional coming after a lockdown. He hasn't played much cricket as well. So you have to give players a couple of matches of breather as well. You can't expect everybody to be on the same page from the very first day. So I think if Jordan had to, if he was your go-to bowler, the death bowler, you have picked him in the auctions, you have to back him for 2-3 games on a trot. You just can't feel that I can play him one game, then drop him for 4 games, and he'll come back, he will do your job. It won't happen. It's not happening. It's never happened. It's not going to happen as well. You need to give players the kind of backing. You need to make them feel secure in their ranks. I don't know. I think batting is still not the concern for them. I think the bowling has always been the concern for Kings 11. I think they need to sort it out. Otherwise, it's very difficult for them to make the next round.
And yeah, Abhishek, this time now coming off to the Kolkata Knight Riders, the hometown for you, for me, So yeah, and we have seen that they've got a victory in the last night against the Chennai Super Kings. But once again, there have been an issue. Though they have got a victory, but we have seen the dismantle in the batting order over there. Sometimes Sunil Narine batting at up, sometimes Dinesh Karthik coming up the order, trying to lead from the front. But once again, he comes at number 6 or 7 in the next match. Pat Cummins sometimes coming earlier to Rahul Tripathi. So, do you think that if these kind of things carries on with Kolkata Knight Riders, it will really be again a concern for them?
First of all, I think they have a very balanced side. I think one of the best sides on paper.
Very much agreeable.
They have depth in the batting, especially with Narayan. Yeah, definitely. With Narayan and Russell in the playing 11, they can always play an extra bowler or an extra batter in their side, because they both are pretty much batsmen, all-rounder or bowling order. You can add that to it. And I think now they have a pretty much a settled unit with Tripathi doing well in opening slot. This will give them the cushion to play Narayan in the back end, and so I think they are pretty much a settled side. I know they are doing a lot of chopping in the batting order, but they can do that because they have that luxury. They have always been doing that. There are so many experienced players in the lineup. But only thing which I feel should not be happening is Andrew Russell coming out in 10 to 8 over. We saw how destructive he is last season when he batted in the last 5 overs. I know he made a plea to the KKR management that he wants back up the order, but you got to understand that Andre Russell is someone who has a destructive effect on the opposition, which is only in the last 5 overs, because he knows he's going to go big. He's not has a game to really rotate it which is required in the middle overs. Like an Ian Morgan can play a different role as well. He can be destructive and he can manipulate the fields as well. So I think if they really put on a hold on Andre Russell in the last 5 overs, I think this team has the kind of players who can rotate and play according to the situations in the middle overs. This can really be lethal like it was last season when they won some impossible games. I think last 5 overs 90 is required, and they made hell of a run chases every time with Russell and Dinesh Karthik around. And if Dinesh Karthik gets some runs behind his belt, it's really going to help KKR. I think they are a very good side. It's just about coming back to a bit of confidence for a few players in the ranks. Russell still not firing and still they are doing decent. KKR is still doing decent, what I feel. So if Russell fires and with their party doing good, I think they are a settled unit now.
Yeah, absolutely. Russell not firing, then it's Sunil Narine, who was really in very good form in Caribbean Premier League, but suddenly, after that injury, after the niggle, is not find his form, and then there's Dinesh Karthik. I feel absolutely, as you said, in the paper they looks really very, very horrifying, a batting unit for the opposition, and so let's hope that they do good, and each and every team does good. Okay, now
definitely.
So we have seen a very young talent, young bowling unit over here. A few talented cricketers, doing really very, very good over there. We have seen someone like T. Natarajan, and then Ravi Bishnoi, Karthik Tyagi, Shivam Mavi, Kamlesh Nagakoti. These youngsters are really bowling very, very good. According to you, in your opinions, who has been the most impressive for you till now?
In the bowling department, I think a lot of players have impressed me, to be honest. Natarajan with his Yorkers, I think with Bhuvnesh not being around, he has been given that opportunity by the management to really lead the attack now. Because they have Khalil in their ranks, they have some India players in their ranks, Sandeep Sharma. But Natarajan has been the pick among them. And even in the last game, when Sirius Akshay was talking during the match with the commentators, he said that we back our Natarajan as our number 1 bowler, quick bowler right now. So I think Natarajan for me has been the find this season with Sunrisers. And there's other than Bishnoi has been doing really well for Punjab. I think he has got a big heart, bowls very, very, very tight line and length, and he's very young, he's 19-20, so he has a lot to learn as well. There's a Rahul Chahar who has been doing well for past 2-3 years with Mumbai Indians as well. So I think the future is looking very good for Indian cricket. A lot of players coming out, performing, and there are a lot of names which I'm forgetting right now. But everybody has set the stage on fire this year. The Indian players have really put the IPL to a different level. I think the youngsters have really come good. So Priyanka getting a match-winning innings. A lot of players have really come in and really made their presence felt over there.
And yes, and we have also seen Arshdeep Singh, in the last game, how well he bowled. It is Arshdeep and this guy, Ravi Bishnoi, he went for 18 runs in the first over, but he came back very strong, picking up 2 big wickets in one over, Johnny Bajistu and David Warner. So, yeah, so a lot of options and a lot of good things happening in the IPL for youngsters. And Abhishek da, now we'll quickly come on to our Janta Ka Sawal, and this is the round, and that is there have been a few questions that have been asked by the followers, our Instagram followers, and there have been 2 for today. And the first one is I'll keep it. It's been Tirthankar Paul out there. He's asked that is PSL better than IPL? What are your views?
No way. I think PSL and IPL. There's no comparison between it. The people just want to come over and play in IPL. I think you just can't compare two totally different things. PSL is something which I don't think even stands too near to any kind of. I think Big Bash is way better than PSL. I should not be comparing, but I'm comparing for a few different reasons. You see the kind of talent playing over there. They are retired cricketers going over there and playing. And in IPL or a Big Bash, you can see that kind of aura it has around it. I'm not demeaning any league, but it can't be compared to an IPL. IPL is, I think, a way too big league. It can't be compared with any other league, I guess.
Absolutely, very much agreeable. And then there's another guy who's asked that, name is Kolkata Knight Riders unofficial, and he's been asking that KKR not bidding on domestic players from Bengal. Is that an issue?
See, it's totally something which the management has to think about. I know Bengal people have a lot of love for their cricketers and every sports, whether it's football or cricket. I do feel it's something that which should not be done. I think, but they have their own plans. They have a management which is pretty much based with a lot of different people around. I think they have some kind of thoughts behind it. I don't know why Bengali players are not fitting into the scheme of things, because other Bengali players are playing in different franchises. But definitely they're good enough. I just don't know why the management hasn't backed them for the past 3-4 years. Yeah, definitely. Before that, there was a Gautam Gambhir and Vijay Dahiya. It was a different setup. The management was totally based on Delhi. You see a lot of Delhi players playing that point of time. And now a lot of Bombay and South players playing for it. Yeah. So these are things which happens. Every management does that. I'm not saying that. It's something which is under the hands of the management, because what they feel is good for their franchise, they go with it. You can't complain about it. But yeah, you do feel bad as a fan because no one to support from your own culture and from your own society.
So very quickly, we'll come to a last segment over here, Abhishek da, and that is India. You need to make a dream team of IPL 2020. Including 7 cricketers from Indian core and 4 overseas. So who are your opponents? The openers for you. Who are you going to start?
Definitely KL Rahul. KL Rahul is my. Yeah, I will go with KL Rahul as my number 1 opener. The kind of form he has showed, so it's definitely my number 1 opener. I want to go with Warner, and I want him to lead the side as well. I think he's been a terrific leader for Sunrisers in the past 2-3 years, and a consistent run getter for them. So that's 1 overseas player and 1 Indian player for me.
The right and left combination.
I know number 3 it will be a bit of and the consistency they provide at top of the order, it's brilliant. So I will go with Virat Kohli at number 3. I know he hasn't got enough runs this season in the IPL, but you just can't write off Virat Kohli. I think he's just started to warm up, and I think he's definitely going to be any T20 team you pick. For me, he's always going to be in there. Virat Kohli at number 3. Number 4, I will go with Rishabh Pant. He has played well. I think he's someone. There was a fight between Samson or a Pant, but I feel Pant will get in because I think he has done better in conditions which are not suited for batting or long boundaries, I would say, rather. Dubai and in Abu Dhabi, where Pant Samson hasn't been that consistent. So I will go with Rishabh Pant, and he will keep the wickets for me as well. Number 5 will be AB de Villiers. No fab, because I only have to pick 4 foreign players. Is an issue for me.
All right.
Yeah, if I'm getting an opener with Warner, I can't go with Plessy. So for me, number 4 is Pant. Number 5 is AB de Villiers. He makes into any kind of T20 side you make. Number 6 is going to be Hardik. Number 6 is going to be Hardik Pandya. Because the kind of hitting he has, the kind of range he has. But one thing is not bowling right now, so that can be an issue. But as an all-rounder, he is the best Indian all-rounder on the charts right now. So I will go with him. Number 7, that's a tricky one because we haven't found a guy who has been really consistently hitting an Indian player. So I really want to add Andre Russell to it, but haven't got a great IPL yet. I don't know whether he fits in because of the because of the form he is in right now. But I will go with Andre Russell at number 7 because he provides that extra bowling option which we have. And then I will go with Rashid Khan as my lone spinner. As 4 overseas players are finished, I will go with 3 Indian pacers with Bumrah, Natarajan, and Bumrah, Natarajan, and Mohammad Shami.
Mohammad Shami, all right. So that's a very good lineup, over there. So starting off with, I'll just summarize it for all of us, those who are listening. It's KL Rahul starting off with David Warner. Then you've got at number 3, Virat King Kohli. At number 4, there's Rishabh Pant coming in, who's also going to keep your wickets. And at number 5, you've got AB de Villiers. And that Virat and AB partnership, one of the favorites of many, even mine, the favorite duo in the middle order.
Definitely.
At number 6,
I think you just can't write off AB de Villiers.
At number 6, you've got a Hardik Pandya in. At number 7, Andre Russell. At number 8, Rashid Khan, who is the only spinner in your team, Rashid Khan, because there's an Andre Russell, Hardik Pandya, bowling all-round seamers. And then they've got a Jasprit Bumrah, T. Natarajan, wonderful right, left, Bumrah angling in to the right-hander. And then the last one, who it was? It is Mohammad Shami. All right. Okay.
It's Mohammad Shami.
Yeah. Absolutely a wonderful team over here. Okay. So in the end, Abhishek, I just love to end this session, just to know from your side, what are your views? Which are the 4 teams that are going to get into the playoffs? What do you think?
Definitely Mumbai Indians for me. I think they are one of the most consistent side from the past 6-7 years now.
And such a balanced
second
side,
team is KKR for me. It is the kind of bowling they have, the kind of Indian batting they have. They can always rotate around them. So Mumbai Indians is definitely the pick. Second is KKR because of the kind of team that they have on paper. I think with the addition of Ian Morgan in the lineup, I think they are a threatening side, to be honest. Number 3 is Delhi Capitals. The kind of cricket they have been playing, I think they have been very consistent. Their pace bowlers have really fired, and the Indian batters are doing really well. So I think they are one of the hot teams this season with the kind of form they have shown. And number 4, that's going to be a tricky one because RCB is doing well, Sunrisers is doing well, and I just feel that Sunrisers will cut into the top 4 because of the experience and because of the players they have been doing in the past 3-4 years. They have been always making the top 4. So I think that experience of really making it into the last few matches where it will matter, I think Sunrisers and with Warner as a captain will definitely make it to the top 4.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, Abhishek, for coming up here, for your lovely presence over here. We shall look for many more such presence of yours, in further more shows. I hope you have enjoyed this. And
thank you.
Lastly, anything that you would love to say about this show or anything?
I just want to thank you first for inviting me over here. It's a lovely show. I've watched a few episodes of you, the past 2 episodes with Ritik and the other one. I think it's a lovely show. It's short, it's crisp, and it talks about the details of the IPL where everybody wants to know the important aspects of the game. It really covers everything in short span of time. So I wish you luck in all the things you are doing and your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was always a pleasure to have someone like you over here, And so each and everybody hearing, make sure you subscribe this channel's Cricket Reborn up here, for further more episodes like this. And do not forget to share this video among your friends over there. And see you next week, upcoming week, very, very soon. Thank you.